Thank you for joining the latest Step in Townhall. This one is for June. Hey, Jan, Jerry, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Good, I'm good.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. We're all good, of course. We have a super load session, so I'd like to maybe just go into the discussion right away. But before we start, I would still like to discuss the logistics of this town hall, as always. So we're giving away 2 OG shoeboxes for this space, as you know, and then 1 OG shoebox will be given to a random person whose question have been picked from the feedback form that we circulated. The other OG shoebox winner must have liked, retweeted, followed Stepin and More Twitter account, and have listened to the town hall live. We will use Twitter Picker on the pinned tweet for giveaway. For those of you, okay, this is actually new. For those of you who joined our Stepin Quest board on Zilly, stay tuned for the secret code to be revealed, so you can claim 1000 XP for listening in. If you haven't joined yet, take a look at the announcement tweet. There are a lot of invite links that you can use to join. Cool. So we are done with the logistics. So without further ado, I'd like to start with a summary of highlights from last month. It was a very eventful month, so please bear with me for this little bit longer summary. I think a lot of you have followed anyways. So first of all, we secured a landmark integration with Apple Pay, allowing our users to buy sneakers with only a few clicks using this payment method. The reason we said this is landmark is because this is the first time in history where people could use Apple Pay for peer-to-peer trading in a real marketplace in-app. This also allowed us to bring back the marketplace directly to the iOS Stepin app. Many of you probably noticed that it's been away for a long while. It's under Apple's formal approval, so absolutely fascinating move for both Apple and for us. So this integration directly support our mission of bridging, the traditional space to Web3 space. Secondly, we had a very unique collaboration with Ghost in the Shell, SAC 2045 IP, including 100 Genesis and 1900 OG sneakers, all raffled on More. This is one of the signature collab or cross-pollination between Stepin and More. And we are very, very happy with how things turned out. We ended up having more than 33 million GMT locked for the raffle. And, the community, both the Stepin community as well as the Ghost in the Shell SAC 2045 IP fans, they all gave us very positive feedback. So thank you all so much for this one. And I think this one specifically also gave us huge conviction that the strategy of keep exploring partnership with large IPs, with large brands, and bringing more awareness from outside of the Web3 industry is the hard, difficult, but right thing to do. The reason I said it's hard is because the initial conversation started at this time of last year, like June last year. It took us a year of back and forth to lock the collab with the traditional IP because usually, they are very cautious, especially, being a Japanese IP. We understand that they have a very robust process, but it's very, very fulfilling. So we will continue to do this for all of our community members. Last but not least, we also released an exciting GNT update, the version 3, which is the selfie mode. Although I would personally think this is a really, really good update, but compared to the first 2, it sounds like nothing. But it does allow users to upload selfies or pictures of their favorite celebrities or their own to train the AI and create NFTs based on those pics. So basically, you can create your own profile engines. And to celebrate the launch of version 3, we hosted contest on Moore's Twitter. So definitely follow us. Make sure you don't miss out any of the, future upcoming giveaways. And I think I also earlier mentioned that we have a bunch of other quests. So speaking of the contest, we are hosting a June GMT quest on Stepin Twitter. It will last until the end of month. and a new theme will be unveiled tomorrow on our Twitter. So definitely stay tuned. Cool. I'm done with the summary of this month, so let's move on to the upcoming stuff for the next 30 days. We have a very loaded agenda today, so let's start with Jan. Cool. Jan, I think you are going to Korea for a conference soon. Maybe tell us more about that.
Sure. So I will join the Seoul Meetup Week from the 26th to the 30th of June. So basically, I'll have one speaking session to talk about how to build a Web3 project, and I also join the panel discussion and also some interviews, of course. And also, I can't wait to meet the Korean community as well.
You had a good time in Japan, right? Are you planning to do anything?
Yes.
Yeah. So for this one, is it your first time going to Korea in your life, or?
It is.
Okay.
We will try to organize something. It's a little bit short notice for us to attend the conference, which we basically been invited. So I'll put together something and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. For people who are going to that conference, definitely maybe try to meet Jan or whatever. But I think generally we love to see and waiting to hear from you about how you feel about a community and also the other observations that you have. So definitely exciting. And I say you are going to Japan again in July. Maybe we don't have to discuss it here, but then we can talk about it next month. But people who are interested and in the previous event that we run in May, many of you guys gave us feedback that we should have mentioned this earlier. So for the one that we are running in July, definitely stay tuned with what we have on our Twitter account. And we would actually cordially invite everyone from not just Japan, but also, countries and regions nearby if you are available. Cool. And then I think I want to move on to one of the other long due discussions, which is the release of Rainbow Plus. Jan, could you please enlighten us on this topic? You previously shed some light on it. Can you maybe provide more clarity?
Yes. So we originally we wanted to release somewhere actually at the beginning of this year, but then we postponed it to not going to release up until the 26th of June. Quite stable. So we are postponing indefinitely of the Rainbow Plus, which means we will postpone up until we feel it will be the right time, and then before we release, we'll give plenty of head up to the community. So basically, it's been indefinite postponed.
Okay, that's definitely super helpful to know. So thank you so much for clarifying. I'm sure the community members will also appreciate this clear messaging. Yeah. Any other things that you wanted to mention about this, or maybe we can move on to the other one?
Yes, we can move on because so it's very clear that we will not give any we're postponing for another 3 months this time. We just say up until further notice.
Understood. And I think people already started to learn, a lot more about the existing badges, and seems like you have something that you wanted to share about, one of the alpha. I'm not sure if it's the alpha, but it's definitely something new that you wanted to tell the community about that's related to badges. Would love to hear about that.
So I think at some point I was talking about the badge system will be we only release like a small portion of what we want to do, right? So there are still many places that need to be improved and worked on. So including, for example, the range of badge, adding like a progress bar for the badge, which we also can talk about the achievement point later. So I think the first thing we are working on is adding a few new badges. So which actually I'll run a poll actually later today after the town hall to see which kind of badge people want to see next, and then we can go on from there.
Okay, I'm gonna underline this or bolden what you just said. So for people who didn't hear what he said, he's gonna run a poll after the town hall. So definitely follow what Jan has done. Maybe mark him as like a special notification so that you can participate in the poll. But yeah, regarding what you just mentioned about the achievement points, do you have any update for us on that one?
Yeah, so initially we give everybody a little bit of achievement point based on their energy consumptions. But in the design formula, it's really trace back of how much GMT they have burned or used in the marketplace. So basically, it's actually quite lengthy and little bit tedious job, right? To track all the data, doing the exchange rate conversion and then implementation. So it's taking us a little bit of time. So we will be able to fully track back on everybody's history data, and then adding that achievement point to everybody's achievement tab. So that is estimated to be able to roll out in the following week. So somewhere toward the end of June, people are getting additional achievement point.
Okay, sounds good. At least like
which will be handy down the track.
for sure. Understood. Super helpful on the points about badges and these achievement points, obviously the Rainbow Plus as well. I'd like to maybe switch gear a little bit, talk about something, as like a general adjustment of the framework of the game. So I think you mentioned that we'd like to take the opportunity of this town hall to announce a change to the framework of the dynamic adjustment to the mint cost. Would you like to talk about it now?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think the old dynamic minting cost is outdated. So we took some time to review it and then come up with a newer version of the dynamic minting cost. Basically, in the new formula, the additional cost will only kick in when the GSD price flips GMT prices. So whenever GSD price is greater than the GMT price, they will come into a additional cost on the minting. But the portion of that also has been readjusted to tone down on the additional cost. So I think overall, we think this is more of a sensible approach. And then we'll keep different realms reflecting their own situation. So we will roll it out after this town hall, which people can find the new formula from the white paper.
Understood. So you are going to update all the details into the white paper, right?
Which has been updated just seconds ago.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we don't have to, bore everyone about all the content that you just put into the white paper. People can just move to the white paper and see what has been changed, and everything has been logged, I believe, right? In terms of the changes. Cool. Yes. That's awesome to hear. And I think for this one, it's more for people to all know, like hear from us that we are doing this. We are definitely mindful, in terms of like community feedback about, when we are making changes, we make sure that we communicate clearly. So since this one is done, I'd like to move on to the other topic, which is some of the other small updates to the app. I believe in our updated roadmap, or at least like an internal one, the next development on the roadmap is, the NFT PFP integration to step in. Can you share some insights?
Yes. So this will be we will roll it out before the next town hall, which basically people can make their personal PFP from more, which, we upgrade the GNT to version 3, which they can make their own personalized phase NFT. And I think this is all about digital ownerships and also having a platform to verify the ownership of the digital asset of users. So we feel that's quite important, especially what we are also exploring of Web3 social. So I think that's more from more of a strategic perspective, right? So how we see the importance of people will be able to see their NFT displayed and verified by the platform. So Twitter is doing that, and we feel that we can do a better job of displaying people's NFT with all the different protocols. Yeah.
That's actually true. You mentioned GNT V3. I forgot about that. I was only thinking about that. If I own a Pudgy Penguin or something. So technically, for someone who's sharing their I don't know, like running record on a social profile, they can actually have their GNT V3 trained profile picture as NFT and then show in the sharing screen. Is that my understanding correct?
Yes. Yeah, so both the result page and also the homepage as well.
Got it. Yeah. I definitely forgot about this part. So very, very nice bridge. But I guess, go ahead.
Yeah, so also people don't need to move their NFT to the spending. So they just leave their NFT in the wallet. So if they have like valuable NFTs, they can just stay in their decentralized wallet, and then we will display that.
I see. So let's just clarify this a little bit more. So if I own a Pudgy Penguin on Ethereum, I just keep it in my Ethereum wallet, the non-custodial one, and then you'll display. But I'm actually curious if you have, but you have to set it, right? Like from the non-custodial wallet, you can't have one PFP for each realm. Like you can only choose one for the general profile.
That's the design, yes.
Okay, understood. So then, like, if you own a Solana NFT, I don't know, like DeGods or maybe something else, then if you have another Ethereum one, you have to pick one. So that's something for the users to know. I think it's going to be interesting for people to kind of like change every now and then so that they can show off like how many blue chips they have, which is interesting design.
Yeah.
Cool. Now let's move to Jerry. I have well not just I, but like the whole community have some questions for you. So there was a long app update in the app yesterday. Maybe you'd like to take this opportunity to talk us about that. People are super curious.
Sure. Yeah, it's been. We had a long time upgrade yesterday. It's over 10 hours, and we planned for 8 hours, and actually it's longer than that, much longer. The whole dev team worked over, I think, 16 hours to finish the whole update. If you open the app again, you may not see many change from the app, but we did a lot of work from the backend. Firstly, we implement a better block scanner. So we're going to make sure no missing transaction in the future. If you joined Step 1 year ago, you may experience the congestion at the peak time, and sometimes you may lose the transaction, or you can't finish it, or you have to wait a long time to see the transaction between different accounts or wallets. So after this upgrade, we try to make sure it won't happen again, because we are also developing more apps, and we are preparing for the future. That's one thing. The other thing is the security upgrade. So a range of improvements we've made to strengthen the security robustness. So try to eliminating the attack. We've seen lots of different attacks last year, and if we get prepared, most of them can be prevented, can be stopped. So that's another thing. So there were you don't see much difference in the app, but we've improved a lot. And there will be following upgrades in the next few days. Firstly, we will swap the token, some of the GMT token from Solana chain to Ethereum chain, including the investor token, the advisory token, team token, and ecosystem token from Solana chain to Ethereum chain. The reason is we just want to try to better protect the fund through the multi-sig custodian. So that's one thing. The other thing is we will also perform a security audit to the ERC20 GMT, and we will destroy some unnecessary rights. Like we will give up the minting rights. So no more GMT will be issued after the upgradation. So yeah, to clarify, we never issue GMT. We just bridge the GMT between different chains. But after the integration, all of them will be more easy to control and more transparent. Okay, so that's all about the upgrade.
Well, it's good to know, definitely, to have these clarification from you, Jerry. I think people have a lot of question about why this lasts for so long, but whenever it comes to security, and obviously, the convenience of the app, including this block scanner and whatnot, we never take it lightly. So it's good to hear that we are implementing all of these additional enhanced method to protect, every type of the user fund and our own fund.
Yep.
And I think we are going to have something else with Apple. I think now Apple becomes, one of the best partners it has always been. But is there any other product update that's related to Apple you would like to share with us or with the community?
Yes, we are about to release the Apple Music integration. And I think we've already mentioned this plan in one of the previous Townhall. And this integration will allow both not only Apple user, but also Android user to listen to their music without leaving the StepN app. But of course, you also have to use the Apple Music app for the whole thing to work. So we want to integrate in our UI so everyone can have the music and the running app in one place, so you don't have to leave it. Better UI UX, you'll love it.
Yeah, I had a chance, have had a sneak peek of it. I think it's great, but I'm not gonna hype up too much because otherwise, if people don't like it, they're gonna yell at me. But yeah, I think it's a good one. And I think Jan and Jerry both talk about a lot of update about some of the framework adjustment and also some of the integration update, security update. And I would like to provide an update about we are currently working on multiple partnership opportunity for both StepN and more. It's kind of tricky timing because we are going to have something interesting, coming up again next week, but we are not going to leak too much alpha right now. That one really aims to, I probably can mention one thing, which is I think that one really aims to bring different types of experience together with NFT. Meaning that I think when in the past, when people talk about NFT, they think about profile picture, they think about some images, but really I think there's a lot more other experiences that people can unlock with that. So gonna be fun. Stay tuned with us. Cool. I think that's about it for StepN, at least from the application level. So I would love to maybe do a quick segue to more and discuss what's happening there. So on More, we just recently launched GNTV3 and its new ability to train your own profile engine. Before we ask Jerry to talk a bit more about any potential further upgrade, Jan, can you remind us what makes GNT such a game changer and what each version added.
Sure. So I actually want to talk about the new thing, but I'll give a rundown on how the GNT came out.
You can have a fight with Jerry then. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
So the GNT idea really came out. Not the GNT idea really. So we started to build our AI capabilities while we are building anti-cheating mechanics, the SMAC. After we accumulate pretty good AI resources, not only that we upgrading the anti-cheating several times, we started to explore what is possible with AI implementations, especially to the blockchain. So we tried a lot of things, but we settled on the NFTs, which the AI is good at, of generating things, say text to graphic. So GNT's idea is really to use the artificial intelligence to give infinite possibilities to people that have, let's say, no to little design skills or no to little blockchain experience to make their own art on the blockchain. So GNT V1 was a start. So simply that is a text prompt. People can make image and mint the image as one single NFT. And after a while, we released the GNT V2, basically allow people to go from minting one NFT to minting a collection of NFTs and launching that collection with Fairmint. So basically it's almost like a launchpad thing to a small group of people. And GNT V3, adding the ability to upload, let's say between 10 to 20 photos, and then train people's own profile engine and to be reused. And people can use the profile engine to make their own personalized NFT. So that part could be either, let's say, your own face or your family's, or you building a range of a template and use them as the base for your collection. And we also have updated the Fairmint so that it's no longer limited to the GNT art, the generative art. User can also upload their handmade art or hand-drawn art and launch the collection on more. So that's roughly a brief rundown of the GNT from version 1 to version 3. And we also, yes, of course, have many new ideas which related to the AI.
For on this point, I think Jan just have too many ideas. You are like exploding us every single day. So I think you can pace it a little bit. But on a more serious note, I think what I felt really strong about GNT is not just about the art or like I guess image creation ability. I mean that's certainly important, but I think that's a baseline. I think what's very interesting is that I've seen a lot of people who have original community of their own, or like they're using the GNT images that they're creating to create trading card games. I think that's really like a very nice way, very nice things that we want to see on more, because I think the from first day that we started doing that, we wanted to enable more application, more utility scenarios for people. The images, the NFTs are just the medium for people to carry a lot of these engagement utilities. And I think what really matters is like all of these communities being organized and associated by all of these NFTs. So I thought that's super interesting. And obviously, I think I'm enjoying seeing the creativities being unleashed by our community members. I didn't know that a lot of the runners are so good. I would say many of them that we met, like John and I, we met some of the creators in Japan, and they're very good in terms of the creations that they've done on GNT. So with that note, Jerry, now is your turn to maybe give us some other updates on more, like in addition to GNT V3, profile engines, and some of the other things. Any alpha you'd like to tease us with?
Yeah, you mean GNT V3.5?
You can, okay. I don't know. You tell us.
Yeah, sure. We have GNT v3.5 already in the works, so it should be out before next Townhall. And we are adding more features to GNT for both the beginners and the pro users. Like, the beginners that haven't used the AI GC tool before, he can also use the 3.5 to create his own very first NFTs in a second. And also for the pros, we received lots of feedbacks from the pros that they want adding this feature, that feature to make the whole thing, they want to just create lots of different things in different ways. And but in 3.5, we are trying to make that happen. So the advanced prompts, metadata, and attributes they can do in 3.5. And also we are also looking at adding the advanced trading features to more, like the ability to bulk listing, floor sweeping, and improve the speed of the website and UI UX. So some updates were for the beginners and the pros. Some were for the pro traders. So improve the whole thing in 3.5.
Wow.
So
No, go ahead, go on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jerry and I are now very actively working on improving more, both from a functionality side and also from, the product feature side. So really our vision for more is to provide a place for everybody to unleash their imagination. People can use GNT to create, turn that into NFT, and then, launch it, in minutes. So that's, I think, is one powerful tool which will come in very handy down the track. And we are also constantly doing a lot of brainstorming of how can we improve the utility of NFTs. And we are working on finding solutions, right? So especially for the GNT creations, right? So possibly with the help of AI and other things, we are also considering, right? So it's very sort of a long journey for us to sort of navigate in this space, because really what we want to do is to provide a sustainabilities to NFT as a collection, and also as a token with utility.
Yeah, no, I think now more specifically under you and Jerry's spearheading, we are doing definitely a lot of interesting things. I think, at the end, when it comes to product, that's driven by community. This is really something that I really wanted to share my own feeling, is that while I think collecting community feedback is super, super important and listen to what they want, at the same time, I think we should also have like a top-down general line on what we want to achieve, because at the end of the day, it's all about trade-offs. You can't achieve everything, as a product. You have to kind of like optimize for one thing and not, choosing for another one. So I think definitely we are learning a lot from, the whole iteration process of upgrading the product and choose what are some of the features we are going to provide versus like some of the other things maybe the community also asks for it, but then at the same time it may not be in line with, the most important priorities. So definitely a lot of things for us to keep carry on. And I think it's time to maybe talk a little bit about the rest of Find Satoshi Lab portfolio. We've seen some hints in your Twitter profile, well, especially you, Jan, about some other projects that are in the work. Do you have anything to share with us about this project that starts with G and ends with O?
Okay. I think we'll have some fun activity first. In Steppen, we actually are progressing as planned. So we'll actually set out a rollout date. We have already set out a rollout date, and people just need to be a little bit more patient. I think, for us, when we release a product, at least we want to release a functional one. It might not be perfect, but at least we should have the outer scape, right, of the product. So a little bit patient. We'll have some fun activity first, and let's see.
Do you have any hint about like what kind of quote unquote fun activities, or is this just like a random scavenger hunt that people would just have
no
to look
hint,
for?
No hint.
No.
Oh my god! Like Jerry just stepped in. I thought John is not gonna say
You will
anything.
be
I'm
spoiled
just
the fun.
teasing him.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like an inside running joke about John is like brutally honest, and then Jerry will always just step in whenever it comes to things that we cannot share. But I think for this one, I'm just teasing John. Sorry, it was really funny. Jerry's reaction.
Give Jerry a heart attack.
No. I'm gonna cure you if you have a heart attack.
I'm dying.
Please don't. Please don't. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the track. So I think we are getting close to community questions, but before that, Jan, are you ready to reveal the secret phrase for our 1000 XP step-in quest?
Sure. So the password is more music. So it's MOOAR music, MUSIC, all lower cases with no space.
Okay. Do you want to? Well, for whoever that have heard it, they will take it. I'm not gonna ask you to repeat again. Cool. So for people who are going to join that 1000 XP step-in quest, I think you've heard that phrase. So definitely lock that in. And now let's go into the community questions.
Before hey Mabel.
Okay.
Before
please.
Before we move to the next part, I just want to clarify that if you see we burn the majority of the GMT on Solana chain and move to Ethereum chain, don't be surprised, because I've already mentioned in the last part the security upgrade. Just want to double confirm everyone here about this part.
We actually spend a lot of time researching if it is possible to do it on the Solana chain so that we don't have to go through this. But from a security perspective, it's definitely much safer to do the custodian on the Ethereum chain. There are pretty much established infrastructure there. Yeah.
To clarify, it's not an external custodian. We are still self-custody. It's just a multi-sig.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think Jerry already mentioned that we are going to move, the some of the fund that are not going to move daily from Solana to ETH. I think that was already clear. So I think Jerry, you're good here. Jerry just like very care a lot about the community, and then he's worried that like if people are seeing we are doing the burning on the GMT on Sol, and then that's really because like we are going to have them. Is it minted again from ETH side, or how does that exactly work, Jerry?
Yes, we're gonna burn the majority of the token, like for the investors, team, and ecosystem portion from the Solana chain, and mint equivalent GMT on Ethereum chain. Then we will give up the minting rights forever on Ethereum chain. So no more GMT will be minted on Ethereum chain. So then we will have a new bridge system to move the GMT between different chains.
Okay, thanks for clarification, because I think previously you used the term swap, but I wanted to make sure that what you meant. So I think you clarified it already. All right. Are we good to go into the community questions, Jan?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just picked two. We just picked two. The first one, are there any plans to expand the range of payment options beyond Apple Pay? Now that people have seen, we have Apple Pay, they're wanting more.
Okay, so it's actually a little bit, people are mistaken the Apple Pay from the IAP, which is referred to the in-app purchase. So we're integrating the IAP with Apple, which means that people can pay with a card that registered on Apple. So that is pretty much very convenient for people. It's like that you're buying any other apps through the App Store. But go ahead.
No. I have another question, but please.
Oh, sure. So I think what we are working now is very carefully to give Android the equal options to Apple. So that part we're working on now. We're going to take
I was just going to say that for in-app purchase, it's basically I think what you said about mistaken Apple Pay for IAP is also not exactly accurate, because I thought Apple Pay can integrate any credit cards or debit cards. So it's like if you are using your iPhone paying for anything, you're tapping your Apple Pay, that's behind is your payment solution. So that payment solution can be, I don't know, credit cards or maybe some regional payment solutions that's backed by or supported by Apple. So really at the end it's just a tunnel for us to receive any sort of fiat payment solution that's supported by Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Another question from the community we collected. So first of all, big respect deserve the Steppen team for how they survived the market crash lows. I have one question. How will the team cope with the influx of new players at the next bull run? Thank you. Oh, wow. This person has a really quality of life problem.
Okay, so I think we actually have already built the infrastructure capacities during the last year's bull run. And also, as Jerry mentioned, with the security update, there always been area of improvement of the user experience. So the influx of users is not much of a big issue now. As the whole, the foundations are scalable. We also are now reviewing the tokenomics. We've been talk about that now. The dynamic minting is basically done in the GIC to GMT ratio. So the Solana and BNB chain will definitely not be impacted, and maybe the Ethereum chain will be down the track. So that part is also the tokenomics and all the costing. I think that's more sensible and no longer based on the price. So that's also what we are looking at, to cater the user growth down the track. And third point, which is the things that we have been always doing, is to build a range of flywheels, product, so that people can use the token they earned in Steppen or to experience interesting things that we are building. So so I think with these three work together, I think we are very well, situated for, let's say, if we talk about the cycle, right? So for the next cycle.
Cool. I thought it was really interesting because I think this is, for me, this kind of question is really hard to answer. But then you answer so seriously. So I'm always impressed by Jan. Okay. You know what? I'm impressed that although we have so much stuff today, we actually ended well, close to end, like 15 minutes earlier. But let's just finish the logistics. I think we should be good. So as we previously announced, one of the pick questions from today will win the OG shoebox. The winner is the second question raiser. The email starts with TARAN and it ends with SANBR at iCloud.com. So for their question on our approach for the next bull run, so you'll receive your OG shoebox in your inventory in the shoebox tab. May take a few weeks to arrive, but congratulations and thank you for taking the time to ask us your questions. Cool. I think we had another good town hall packed with, well, I wouldn't say this is packed with alpha, but definitely a lot of information. I think people need time to digest. So before wrapping things up, I would like to give a round of applause and thank you to all the moderator team and ambassador teams. You guys are truly doing a fantastic job on a daily basis. And I would like to mention that we're still hiring in this market. So if you are interested, definitely send your resume to hr@stepn.com. See you guys next month. Thank you, Jerry and Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mabel. Thank you, everyone.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.